Welcome to this special edition of NCDOT Now. I'm Mike Charbonneau.
And I'm Cris Mulder. We're here today from Morehead City, where the North Carolina Seafood Festival is taking place. Here in Carteret County is the Port of Morehead City, as well as the Cedar Island Ferry, a gateway for travelers headed to Ocracoke Island.
That's right, and one of the North Carolina ferry crews that services that route is recently credited with saving 2 lives. John and Renee Hoffman were sailing to Ocracoke at night when a rogue wave hit the couple's boat, capsizing it and throwing them into the dark, rough sound.
This was a very, very heavy sea. This sea had come up and was throwing waves that were probably 8 feet at one point. We were going up and down, holding on to each other.
Luckily, the crew of the MV Cedar Island was nearby, spotted the couple, and sprung into action.
If we hadn't come along, it would have probably been several hours before the Coast Guard would have found them.
Captain Stephen Goodwin maneuvered the ferry into position for 2 crew members to lower the rescue boat, as they've been trained to do, into the high wind and rough seas. They pulled the Hoffmans from the water, and ferry passengers erupted into cheers as the crew brought them back on board.
I'm not a hero, on my crews probably don't think they're heroes either, but it's just what we do. I mean, if somebody's in that situation, you got to help. I mean, anybody would do the same thing.
It was amazing. I mean, it was just it was like they did it every day.
But we're glad to be here.
Yeah.
And very grateful to the ferry crew for being so professional in their rescue and being so helpful afterwards. They were great.
The couple is okay, but they lost their wallets, IDs, and other personal items when the boat flipped over. So NCDMV employees made an appointment for the Hoffmans to come in a day and a half later during Saturday extended hours at the North Raleigh office, where the workers got them new licenses so they could rent a car and drive the rest of the way home.
We walked in to the office on Spring Forest in Raleigh, and in 10 minutes we had our temporary driver's licenses. And I mean, that's great customer service.
And the staff was wonderful there.
Wow, truly an amazing story. Speaking of the DMV, as we mentioned before, the North Carolina Seafood Festival is taking place, and NCDOT has a role in the fun. The DMV mobile unit is part of this year's festival, set up at the Port of Morehead City. Festival goers can renew their license on site. Employees can also help people get a duplicate license or an ID card at the mobile unit. It's all part of enhancing the customer experience at the DMV.
North Carolina port employees are also actively involved, volunteering and providing parking for the Seafood Festival. They're also offering port tours to attendees.
It's been a big week here for the Port of Morehead City, the festival, as well as a major new business opportunity. The Council Estate just approved construction of a wood pellet facility at the port. The facility will store and load wood pellets for export to Europe, where they will be used as a renewable energy source.
The deal is expected to generate close to $2 million in annual revenue, bringing more than $800,000 annually directly back to the port, and generating at least 150 direct and indirect jobs.
This is the 3rd multi-million-dollar deal that we've closed since February that involves Wilmington or Morehead City ports. It's exciting to watch the growth of our ports and the revenue that will be coming into the ports and the expansion of business at the ports to make us more globally competitive.
There's still some time to take one of our ferries and experience an amazing journey.
That's right, and if you're going to take the ferry from here in Carteret County or over in Swan Quarter, remember, we have a pilot Wi-Fi program going right now, which means you can access internet on the boat, even out in the middle of the Sound, which means you could tweet pictures of your journey along the way.
Or maybe even catch the latest episode of NCDOT Now. That's it for this one. We'll see you next time.